Hi children, Namaste. Welcome to Samveda E-Classes learning program, Number System. In the first session, we learned many things in the number system. I gave some homework for you. I think you finished your homework and showed to your teacher and corrected it. Okay? Now, I will show you some solutions regarding that one, solutions for homework what I have given in the previous class. Is 0 a rational number? Can you write it is in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0? The solution is yes, it can be written in the form of p by q. Can give example? Why not? I will give you. See, 0 by 1, 0 can be written as 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3, 0 by 4, 0 by 5, etc. Okay. For the second one, find 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. Okay. I will show the solution. You have to verify your answer. We need 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. So, 6 plus 1 7, multiply both numerator and denominator by 7, we will get 3 is equal to 21 by 7, 4 is equal to 24 by 4 is equal to 28 by 7. If you simplify, we will get 3 and 4. Now, the rational numbers between in these two are, see, 21 plus 1 22 by 7, 22 plus 1 23 by 7, 23 plus 1 24 by 7, 25 by 7, 26 by 7, the last one is that is 27 by 7. If you continue, we will get 28 by 7. If we simplify, we will get 4. So, the 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4 are 22 by 7, 23 by 7, 24 by 7, 25 by 7, 26 by 7 and finally 27 by 7. Okay. For the next one, find 5 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. We need 5. So, 5 plus 1 is 6. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 6, that is 3 by 5 into 6 by 6, that is 18 by 13, 4 by 5 into 6 by 6, that is 24 by 30. The 6 rational numbers between 18 by 30 and 24 by 30 are 19 by 30, 20 by 30, 21 by 30, 22 by 30, 23 by 30. See, these are all the 5 rational numbers between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Okay, my dear children. Another one question is there. State whether the following statements are true or false. Give reasons for your answer also. Every natural number is a whole number. The answer is true. Answer is true. Why? The natural numbers 1, 2, 3 are all whole numbers. Okay. For every integer is a whole number. Answer is false. Why? Negative integers are not whole numbers. For example, they have given minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. These are all negative numbers are not whole numbers, my dear students. Every rational number is a whole number. It is false. 1 by 2, 2 by 3, like these type of numbers are not whole numbers, my dear students. So, every rational number is not a whole number, it is a false statement. Why? Because 1 by 2, 2 by 3 like numbers are not whole numbers, my dear students. Okay. In this lesson, in this class, we are going to locate root 2 on a number line. Are you ready? Yes, it is very easy how Greeks might have discovered root 2, my dear students. Consider a unit square OABC with each side is 1 unit length. See, each side is 1 unit length, and draw a diagonal OB. Then you can see by the Pythagoras theorem that according to Pythagoras theorem, in a right angle triangle, square and a hypotenuse is the sum of the square of other two sides. See, the square of hypotenuse is here OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. OA is 1, AB is 1. So, if you take OB square is equal to 1 square plus 1 square, take square root on both sides, OB is equal to square root of 1 square plus 1 square is 1 and another 1 square is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So, it is root 2, my dear students. So, OB, the measurement of OB here is root 2, my dear students. Now, what to do? How to represent on the number line this root 2? I will show you. It is very easy. This is very easy, my dear students. Transfer the square OABC onto the number line, making sure that the vertex O coincide with 0. See, you have to transfer OABC on a number line, making sure that the vertex O coincide with 0. We already know that OB is root 2. Now, take a compass, make O as a center, take OB as a radius, draw an arc intersecting the number line at the point P, my dear students. Now, what to do now? Take a compass, take O as a center, OB as a radius and draw an arc at point P. See, this represents root 2, my dear students. Now, if you shift this into the graph, see, P corresponds to root 2 on the number line. If you shift this into the graph, we will get approximation value of root 2. So, approximation value of root 2 is 1.4, my dear students. The approximation value of root 2 is 1.4. We can get in the graph, my dear students. How is it? Superna? Okay. Let us move on to the next one. Locate root 3 on number line. So, if you want to locate root 3, you have to repeat what you locate root 2 on the number line. You have to repeat once again. See, like that you have to repeat it. It is root 2 now. Now, next you have to do some further. See what to do. Construct BD of unit length to OB, that is 1 unit, using Pythagoras theorem. Here now OBD is a right angle triangle. Using Pythagoras theorem, OD is equal to, see, OD square is equal to OB square plus BD square, OB is equal to root 2 and BD is equal to 1, OD is equal to square root of root 2 whole square plus 1 square, root 2 whole square, root and root get cancels, 2 plus 1, that is root 3. Now, what to do now? Again, take a compass with center O and radius OD, draw an arc which intersect the number line at point P. See, this represents root 3, my dear students. The number line point Q represents root 3. How is it? It is super, na? Yes, you have to do it using compass and pencil. It is very nice to look. If you shift it into the graph, before going to shift, Q corresponds the root 3 on the number line. Here Q corresponds the root 3 on the number line, my dear students. Now, if you shift into this into the graph, we will get the approximation value of root 3, that is 1.7. Now, who is he? See the picture. What do you observe? In a single sheet, he located root 17 up to root 17 on a number line. See, this is called Theodorus wheel. He is none other than the person who construct this wheel is Theodorus. He is the greatest mathematician, one of the greatest mathematician. I salute his work. Okay, this wheel is called Theodorus wheel. He represent root 1, root 3, root 4, root 5 up to root 17 in the single plane, in a single plane. Okay, my dear students, let us move on to the next one, real numbers and their decimal expansions. In this session, we are going to study a rational and irrational number from a different point of view. Okay, in a different point of view, we look at the decimal expansion of real numbers and see if we can use the expansions to distinguish between rationals and irrationals. We will also explain how to visualize the representation of real numbers on the number line using the decimal expansion, my dear students. Rational numbers are more familiar to us. Let us take 3 examples: 10 by 3, 7 by 8, 1 by 7. You do the division along with me, my dear students. Take the first one, 10 by 3. See, 3 3s are 9, the remainder is 1. Now, put a decimal point, take 1 0. Now, again 3 3s are 9, the remainder is 1. Now, take another one 0. Now, 3 3s are 9, see the remainder is 1. Now, let us move on to the next one, 7 by 8. Here denominator is greater than numerator. So, 8 zeros are 0. See, we will get 7 as it is. Now, put a decimal point and take 1 0. Now, it is 70. 8 8s are 64. Now, 6 is the remainder. Now, again take 1 0. Now, 8 7s are 56. The remainder is 4. Now, take another one 0. Now, 8 5s are 40. My dear students, please observe these examples. Okay. Here the remainder is 0, in the previous one the remainder is 1. Now, we will take further one, that is 1 by 7. 7 zeros are 0. Why? Because denominator is greater than numerator. So, we will take 0. So, 7 zeros are 0, 1 as it is now. Now, take a decimal point, put a decimal point and take 1 0. 7 1s are 7. Now, the remainder is 3. You have to subtract 7 from 10, we will get 3. Now, take another one 0. See, 7 4s are 28. The remainder is now 2. Take another one 0. 7 2s are 14. The remainder is 6. Now, take another one 0, that is 60. 7 8s are 56. The remainder is 4. Again take one 0. 7 5s are 35. The remainder is 5. Take another one 0. Now, 7 7s are 49. the remainder is 1. See my dear students, again we come back the problem. So, observe these examples and note down it. Okay. Now, what you noticed my dear students, can anybody tell me what you noticed? You should notice at least 3 things. What are those? The remainder either becomes 0 after a certain stage or start repeating themselves. The first one is the remainder either becomes 0 after a certain stage or start repeating themselves, my dear students. The second one is the number of entries in the repeating string of remainders is less than the divisor. It is less than the divisor. In 10 by 3, one number is repeating itself and the divisor is 3. In 1 by 7, there are 6 entries, that is 3, 2, 6, 4, 5, 1 in the repeating string of remainders, and 7 is the divisor, my dear students. The third one, very important, if the remainder repeats, then we get a repeating block of digits in the quotient. For example, 10 by 3, here 3 repeats in the quotient, and for 1 by 7 we get the repeating block, that is 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. The last third problem, again we get 1. If you continue the division, we will get the repeating block, that is 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7. Again it will get the repeating block in the quotient, my dear students. Here in this example, the remainder is 0. Take another 2 examples. 1 by 2, if we divide, we will get 1.5, the remainder is 0. 630, 9 by 250, we will get 2.556, then the remainder is 0. So, my dear students, in all these cases, the decimal expansions terminates or ends after a finite number of steps. We call the decimal expansion of this type of numbers are terminating. See, this is the expansion of this type is the numbers terminating. Okay. Okay, my dear students, in the examples of 1 by 3 and 1 by 7, we notice that the remainder repeats after a certain stage, forcing the decimal expansion to go for ever. In other words, we have a repeating block of digits in the quotient. I already told you, a repeating block of digits in the quotient. We say this expansion is non-terminating recurring. What we say? This expansion is non-terminating and recurring. For example, 1 by 3, if we simplify, we will get 0.333333 and 1 by 7, that is equal to 0.142857, again 142857, again it will be repeating. So, the usual way of showing that 3 repeats in the quotient of 1 by 3, that is 0.33333. So, write it as 0.3 bar, 0.3. Here one number is repeating, so 0.3 bar. Similarly, since the block of digits 142857 repeats in the quotient of 1 by 7, we write 1 by 7 as 0.142857, where the bar of the given digits indicates the block of digits that repeats. Thus, we see that decimal expansion of rational numbers have only 2 choices, either they are terminating or non-terminating recurring, my dear students. Now, suppose on the other hand, on your walk on a number line, you come across a number like 3.142678 whose decimal expansion is terminating, or a number like 1.272727 that is 1.27 bar whose decimal expansion is non-terminating recurring. Can you conclude that it is a rational number? Yes, my dear students, the answer is yes, it is a rational number. On your walk on the number line, you come across a number whose decimal expansion is non-terminating and non-recurring is called a rational number, my dear students. It is a rational number. By these 2 examples, we will get a new definition for rational and irrational numbers. A rational number whose decimal expansion is terminating or non-terminating recurring is rational number. A number whose decimal expansion is non-terminating non-recurring is irrational number. See, note down my dear students, this is the new definition what we learned today. Let us move on to the further. Show that 3.142678 is a rational number. In other words, express 3.142678 in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers, q is not equal to 0. A beautiful example, my dear students. Please note down. See, solution for this one, what they have given 3.142678, we want to represent in the form of p by q, or it is represent as a rational number. Now, 3.142678 can be written as 3.142678 by 1. Now, multiply numerator and denominator. See the magic. See, the decimal point moves towards the right side, my dear students. 3.14. Now, if we multiply, we will get 31.4. Okay, again, see, if you multiply by 100, you will get, see, another one digit is jumped, my dear students. If you multiply it by 1000, see, another one point or another one digit is jumped. Now, it is 3142.678. Now, if you have to multiply by 10,000, see, now it is 31,426.78 by 10,000. Now, it is multiplied by 1 lakh, both numerator and denominator. See, only one digit is remaining, my dear students. So, now you have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 10 lakh, we will get 31,42,678 by 10 lakh. Now, it is in the form of p by q, my dear students. Please note down, my dear students. Okay. Hence, it is a rational number. Now, show that 0.333 is equal to 0.3 bar can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers, q is not equal to 0. Now, let take 0.3 bar be x, x is equal to 0.333333 like that. Now, since one digit is repeating here, so we multiply x by 10. So, 10 into x, 10x, 10 into 0.3333, that is we will get 3.3333. Now, 3.333 can be written as 3 plus 0.333. So, that is equal to, in place of 0.333 you have to write x. So, that is 3 plus x. Now, 10x is equal to 3 plus x. Now, subtract x on both sides, you will get 10x minus x is equal to 3. 10x minus x is 9x is equal to 3, divide both sides by 9, we will get x is equal to 3 by 9. If you simplify, we will get x is equal to 1 by 3. This is in the form of p by q, my dear students. Okay, how is it? Excellent, na? Okay, let us move on to the next one. Show that 1.272727 can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers, q is not equal to 0, my dear students. Solutions. Can you do it for me? Okay, you can do along with me. First one, take, let 1.27 bar be x, then x can be written as 1.272727. Since two digits are repeating, we multiply x by 100. 100x is equal to 100 into 1.2727 like that. Now, that is equal to 127.272727. 100x is equal to 127.272727. Now, it can be written as 126 plus 1.272727. Now, in place of 1.2727 we will write as x. Why? Because x is equal to 1.2727. Now, 100 x is equal to 126 plus x. Now, subtract both sides by x, we will get 100x minus x is equal to 126, 99x is equal to 126. Now, divide both sides by 99, we will get 126 by 99. If you simplify, we will get 14 by 11. Now, it is in the form of p by q, my dear students. You have to represent this one like this steps. You have to follow to all these steps and we will get the final answer, that is x is equal to 14 by 11, it is in the form of p by q. Okay, my dear students, find the irrational numbers between 1 by 7 and 2 by 7. We saw that we already know about the solution for 1 by 7, that is 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857, that is a repeating black. So, 2 by 7 is equal to 2 into 0.142857, that is we will written as 2 into 1 by 7. So, 2 into 0.142857, if you multiply, we will get 0.285714. To find an irrational numbers between 1 by 7 and 2 by 7 is, see, 1 by 7 is 0.142857, 2 by 7 is 0.285714, in between that is 0.15015001500, like that you have to write any number. We find a number which is a non-terminating, non-recurring laying between them, my dear students. So, what we learned today? We located root 2 and root 3 on a number line, we locate and real numbers and their decimal expansions. Through many examples, we know about real numbers and their decimal expansions, and we found the irrational numbers between two irrational numbers. There are lot of irrational numbers between any two irrational numbers. We found in the irrational numbers between those two, my dear students. Now, it is a time for homework. Exercise number 1.3. Write the following in decimal form and say what kind of decimal expansion each has. The first one is 36 by 100, second one is 1 by 11. Express 0.6 bar in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers, q is not equal to 0. Locate root 5 on the number line. Find the irrational numbers between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. Now, in the next class, what we are going to learn? Representing a real number on number line, operations on real numbers, okay, and locate root 3.5 on a number line. In this class, we locate root 2, root 3 in number line. In the next class, we will locate root 3.5 on a number line and loss of exponents for real numbers. Be ready with geometry box and graph sheets. Okay, thank you, my dear students. You have to do your homework and show it to your teacher and keep learning. Thank you.